Who do you got taking this, Mr. Hugo?
I got none. I mean, not, it could go in the other direction. Fox, I don't know Espi's abilities in the matchup specifically, but n0ne is a beast. n0ne is was arguably top 5 at a certain point within the last year, and still, top 10-ish player right now. So,
Yeah.
and he's in his hometown. I mean, I've seen n0ne shine in good old Canada plenty of times.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Espi beating Amrak 3-2 to get here. And now we'll have to contend with n0ne, Wizzy, Fan, and Vaughn to make it to top 8. Should be an interesting set.
Oh, Espi caught him without a jump, and that's a stock. I do feel that n0ne is actually the clutchest player in the world. You know how everyone always talks about clutch box? I think n0ne is the most clutch player.
Yeah?
In the world. Yeah.
What specifically makes you think of that? Like, what set comes to mind?
Because I think n0ne secretly spends the entire game doing wild stuff, but he's downloading in the meantime, right?
Yeah.
So eventually that wild stuff turns very, very intentional in the later parts of the game. And I think that's what separates him, because he ends up playing those clutch moments with all the information one could ever need. He becomes like he becomes a player with perfect knowledge at the very end of every set, to be honest. And with all the tools to utilize that knowledge is what it feels like.
No, I mean, we see it a lot, actually, we see it a lot in, like, Game 5 sets where there's been a lot of reverse 3-0s from n0ne's end over the course of its history. And I think it's a lot to do with what you're saying, right? Just over the course of the set.
Yeah, it's not like the most talked about thing, so people don't put it on the same pedestal as they do like the clutch box thing. But if you just pay enough attention in n0ne's sets, that dude comes back on a lot of people all the time. And you'll see it before then, he does wild stuff and it just doesn't work and it looks a little aimless. But then towards the end, he does the same wild stuff, but it's all hitting. And it's not just because, the players are getting nervous, etc. It's like, no, he starts becoming way more intentional with it. And it's a lot more driven by data that he's gathered during the game, in my opinion. Just knowing what kind of player he is and just kind of relating to him as a field-based player, he's actually gathering data as the set goes on, and he becomes this clutch monster at the end.
Yeah, there's a lot of times in the combos that n0ne will do where you don't really realize you're in a read. It feels like he's dropped the combo, quote unquote, because you have a chance to get out of it, per se. But he knows exactly what kind of defensive option you're going to do and covers that. And a lot of times that can be extra brutal than just like a true combo, right? Because you're not expecting it. You feel really bad. Like you probably don't have the best DI because you're not expecting it.
And did you see there? Like I think he did a knee. And then he immediately jumped for a down air that just completely whiffed. And you're just like, oh, n0ne being wild. He's just doing wild things. He's just guessing and it didn't work. It's like, I guarantee you that while that missed, he noted in his head that, oh, okay, this is how he's going to DI off this knee. And now he's got that data for next time. And he's going to do something different. I promise you he's not just going to do a down air next time. No.
And on the flip side, if you're a player like Espi, trying to read what exactly is happening from n0ne's end is very, very tricky, right? Because you don't know if he's going to do that double knee, you don't know if he's going to stomp now. So part of the reason why it works out so well, I mean, look, this is going to be this is looking like a 4-stock. Part of the reason you don't know why is because he just keeps it so crazy, and that one I think was not the great time. But if it worked though, oh, dude, he edge canceled. He missed the nair, edge canceled it anyway. Cool. That's crazy. Gets the slide off too with the down throw.
What was he trying there? He's not going to end it with the tilt. He has to do something for it.
Dude, shine him for it. You have to do that. To stop that kind of crazy playstyle, you have to punish him for the silly things he does.
I feel like if n0ne ever hit you with a forward tilt to finish your stock, and you knew that all he had to do was edge hog, he would refuse to edge hog because he wouldn't want you to die off of a forward tilt. Like he would fly out there to do something extra because it wouldn't be in him to just kill you with a forward tilt.
And then just grab the ledge afterwards.
Yeah, he wouldn't. No, he'd have to do something else.
I believe it. Especially when he's up in stocks. He's not going to typically end these stocks in such a
he could be
normal
on
manner.
the last stock and he's still going to do something fly.
That's honestly true. Definitely have seen that. Dude, it's what are you doing? What are you doing? Man, on the flip side though, what do you think Espi could be doing to turn the tides?
The way to deal with this, to be honest, is just a slow, patient neutral. I think is the way to go with someone like n0ne. Right? Like the wild stuff works as long as you're letting him dictate the pace.
Yeah.
Or if you take that away from him and you just got solid defense, you're playing a slow neutral, he can do all this wild stuff he wants. It's kind of like, you know that Indiana Jones scene where that dude comes out with the sword and he's going all crazy, and then Indiana Jones just pulls out a gun and shoots him?
Yeah.
That's kind of what you have to watch n0ne do all this crazy shit, and then you just kind of hold your ground. You're like, all right, that's cool. Take this up tilt. Take this back air. Deal with it, you know?
Sometimes the whip does like a crazy angle and the gun falls out of your hand though.
Yeah, that can happen, you know. That's the way I feel like you got to combat this sort of thing.
I agree. That makes a lot of sense. And especially on the combo end, right? Like if you get something, you just have to kind of keep him stuck in your momentum a little bit.
Yeah.
Because so much of it is just on n0ne's side. This is going pretty well for Espi. And it does feel like Espi is slowing it down a little bit, you know, like taking an extra second perhaps on the ledge. You know, like not rushing in neutral as much as the first two games. But n0ne also knows how to play against that kind of style too, right? He's no stranger to people slowing it down against him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Espi looking good now.
That was really good shield pressure. The rift back on the second neutral. Oh, okay. Is that a KO? No.
KO.
That was clean.
That was a clean stock. Ties it up.
Wait a minute. Oh, look at the platform movement.
That was such good pressure on the shield.
Oh, both of them stuck in shield. n0ne catches the timing of Espi's jump. Ooh, okay.
Ooh, good choice to go for the drill on the platform.
Wait a minute.
Wow, this punish has been so
sick. Oh, he
sick.
misses the back air off the shine. Does it gonna matter?
Oh,
missing
no,
the upper
that was
as
just
well.
that was just a back air. He could have had it right there. Giving n0ne a second chance is not good. And he closed it out. Oh, Randall kind of messes him up.
Yeah, it looked like he maybe wanted to grab the ledge or get onto the stage a little bit, but
oh, you can't give n0ne all these chances. No, that's it. That's it. Yeah, good rally at the end there to try to bring it back, but
there were two situations. There was like a shine that Espi